It's back. FF1M returns for the 2009 season. I'm James Brickles, your commentator for this race and for this season. Round 1, Australia. And here is the Albert Park circuit. It's quite a technical circuit. There's plenty of short, sharp corners. Turn 3, 5. 5's a quick corner, 6 is a particularly sharp one. A lot of direction changes as well, a lot of chicanes, but generally the drivers love it. Free practice one sees, well, it saw Lewis Hamilton topping the field by less than half a second from Alonso, and in Q1 the big shock was Dark Wolf being at the bottom of the timesheets. Clearly the medium tyres were not working for that team, but the super softs were not actually enough for the other team that failed to make it through, Autodynamics. Practice 2, we had both Shakenbegs topping the session by 1.4 seconds. In fact, Timo Glock was more than a second quicker than the next driver. So here's the starting grid. Shakenbeg 1-2, using the soft tyres to their advantage. The first car on the medium tyres is Robert Kubica for FJR. Kubica also running the KERS for the first time, and he is the highest placed KERS runner. Sebastian Buemi takes an impressive 4th place for Mitchell. World champions, defending champions, Button and Tornado starting 5th, ahead of his teammate Raikkonen, both on the medium tyres as well. Kamui Kobayashi, an impressive effort in his first FF1M race to be in the top 10. Meanwhile, Guy Racing struggled. It was 16th for Vettel and last place for Lucas Di Grassi. The medium tyres not working for them either. So as we get ready for the race, it's Hamilton on pole, Glock second, Shakenbeek 1-2, and they're off! Great start from both Shakenbeeks. Hamilton leading into the first corner, shortly followed by his teammates, and Buemi is going to take 3rd place from Kubica. Rounding, and there's contact there. Just drivers sorting themselves out. Now here's Hamilton, and closely followed by Glock, and that's Raikkonen passing Kubica for 5th place. So a good start from Raikkonen in the Tornado. Jenson Button's had a poor start, he's down to 7th. Clean has had a cracker. Where did he start? He started 8th and he's up to 6th. And Sebastian Bourdais, where did he start? He started 12th on the grid and he's up to 8th. That's a great start for him in the GR Motorsports car. Kubica, 5th place, but now it becomes 4th. That's taking Raikkonen into turn 8. Sorry, that's turn 9. Clean having a look at Raikkonen. So he's going to try it into turn 13. Raikkonen covering the middle ground. So it's Shakenbeek 1-2 at the end of the first lap. Hamilton leading from Glock. Look at the lead they've built out already. It's 4.5 seconds and it's Kubica in 3rd place. That's past Buemi. We knew the medium tyres were going to be beneficial in the race. And they're proving it already for Robert Kubica. He's looking in good shape for FJR. Look at this queue. This is behind Buemi. And Kubica's just pulled away already. Raikkonen up to 4th. So the medium tyre's working for him as well. And it's Buemi that's dropping back. Clean has got Bordet challenging. Bordet also on the medium tyres for GRM in the lovely navy blue livery. GRM, they're also running the Kerrs as well, which will give them a bit of a boost. On to turn 13, Bordet takes it, 6th place, off Clean. And behind Clean is returning into the spot Felipe Massa, having a look into 14. He can't do it there, there's not enough space. But he's going to try into turn 1. There's not enough space. Clean holding on nicely. And more action here. This is Vettel challenging Button for 9th place. So Button's dropping back a fair bit. Maybe he's on the heavier fuel load, and Vettel, former world champion of course, driving past Christian Clean goes Felipe Massa, and was there a little bit of contact there? It's slowed down Clean a lot. Clean driving for AJ. AJ have a very, very strong lineup in the form of Alonso and Clean, both race winners from last season, and they clearly have the pace in what is actually AJ's last FF1M season. Look at this, we've got somebody challenging Kobayashi there. Is that the other GRM, I wonder? It's Rubens Barrichello for GRM, having a look at Kobayashi. Lots of experience in Kobayashi up the inside of Vettel. Cracking move as Hamilton sets the fastest lap. He's pulled out a 3.4 second lead over Timo Glock. Kubica 3rd place, 6.4 seconds behind Hamilton. I still expect him to be a threat later in the race, providing that the FGR is reliable enough. And look at the straight line speed of that! That is just unbelievable straight line speed from Barrichello, taking Sebastian Vettel for 12th place. And we've got the other GRM looking to make a move on Buemi. Into turn 9. Ooh, not enough room there. Buemi hangs on. Bordet has to be careful now. He's got Felipe Massa all over his gearbox. Sweeping round there. Into turn 11 and 12. The very, very fast chicane. Bordet's closing in. He's got the power advantage. Wasn't close enough to make a move there, and neither was Massa. So they're all holding station. There's some yellow flags out here, and there's a blown engine for Robert Kubica, FJR's first race with Kerrs, and it's gone up in smoke. That's a massive engine blow up as well. That's a worry for Felipe Massa and both GRMs, because those are the 4 cars that are running Kerrs. Let's have a look at Massa. Looking at Bordet, but Bordet also having a look at Buemi up the inside into 3. There was nearly contact there. And still they can't get past the Mitchell. He's running a strong race in 4th place, but he's clearly holding up Bordet and Massa. Massa, the reigning FF2M champion, looking to make an impact in his return to FF1M after being dropped by Guy Racing in 2005. Spent 2006 for X-Elite in their disastrous return, failing to make it into a race. And Bordet up the inside, he's up to 4th place, past Buemi. Now Massa needs to do the same. He's having a look into 14, he tried that, but no chance. And there's the power advantage of the Kerrs. That is some straight line speed for the FGR. Somewhere in the background, Barrichello has moved into the points. And there's contact between Clean and Buemi. Lots of brake smoke, but no spinning. That's impressive control from both drivers. Clean up the inside into 9. But Buemi hangs on. And now Clean's got Barrichello all over his gearbox. Backing out there was Rubens. But he'll have another look into turn 13. He's looking at the inside, very, very late on the brakes, and There we go. Jensen Button in 9th place. He's got Kobayashi all over the back of him. And off goes Barrichello, 6th place for GRM. Still, the quest for points looks strong. And slowing down is Bruno Senna for Shannon. We've not heard much of the Shannon. Look at that car there, he's just out of control. That's clearly a suspension failure. May say puncture, but it's wrecked suspension. And into the pits comes 4th place Sebastian Bourdais, so it's a very light fuel load for the Frenchman. Let's see how long his pit stop will be. Clearly some fuel going in there. Longer than 10 seconds. Into the teens. Halfway through the teens, and it's 16.9 seconds. That is an extremely long stop. So I'd imagine it was a short first stint, 2-stop strategy that the Frenchman is running. So far it's Hamilton from Glock. Felipe Massa's up to 3rd place. Now he must have made a pit stop because Bourdais moved back up there. This is Kobayashi and Button. Look at that, what a move there. From the Pedersen driver. Into the pit lane comes Clean. In his first race for AJ. Trundling down the pit lane at a very slow speed. And into his pit garage. It'll be tyres and fuel. Let's see how long his stop compares to Sebastian Bourdais. Expecting it to be in the teens again. Down the car goes, and it's 15.9 seconds, exactly 1 second quicker than Bourdais. And rejoining in 13th place. So these early pit stops are going to shake the order a fair bit. Hamilton's just set a new fastest lap. In fact, is that Hamilton right there? Well, not too sure because Mass is in the pits. And that's 10.9 seconds. That is an extremely efficient stop from the FJR boys. Hugely experienced team. They've been in FF1M since the very beginning. And he rejoins the track in 6th place. In between Jensen Button and Lucas Di Grassi. Just saw a glimpse of Adrian Zaug in the points. He's the South African driver in his first race for Pedersen. And his first race in FF1M. Another new fastest lap from Hamilton. He's really flying. Jensen Button rejoins in 9th ahead of Christian Clean. Clean doesn't have enough momentum out of the first corner, so he won't be able to challenge the world champion. Into the pits comes Vettel. It's been quite a difficult weekend for Guy Racing. They've never really been on the pace. Forever the front runners of FF1M. This season appears to be a struggle, but it's only the first race, so they've got plenty of time to make it up. Seems such a while since Vettel was winning races. In his World Championship year for Dark Wolf in 2007, struggled horrendously with the tyres that Pedersen were using. They were using mainly the soft tyres, they couldn't really get them to work. Then Pedersen switched to the hards and they couldn't really get them to work either. Into pits comes Buemi. He ran a very long first stint, which could explain his lack of pace. He was up to 3rd place, so he was just taking it easy at the beginning. Into the pits comes Vettel's teammate, Lucas Di Grassi for Guy Racing. And a 13.5 second stop for Buemi. That's pretty tidy. And it's still a shake and bake 1-2. This is impressive in performance from the team from Yorkshire, based in Leeds, neighbouring the FJR team, which is based near Bradford. And side by side between Di Grassi and an AJ, looked like Clean. And that's slowed the AJ up, and he's got the Andy Racing behind him. Here is Clean, running in 9th place. He's got Button in his sights, but he's pulling off. He's got a problem. That's a disappointing result for AJ. They looked pretty on the pace all weekend. And it's a suspension problem. And there's an Andy Racing slowing down as well. It's Adrian Suttill. Out from 15th place by the looks of that. Suspension problems there. Into the pits comes Massa for his second stop. 25 laps to go. Could switch it to a 3. Let's see how long his stop time is. Up on the jacks goes the FJR. It's looking like a long stop. He looks 12.5 seconds. That could make it to the end. We'll have to wait and see. Still in 3rd place. So that's good news for the Brazilian. Looks to be solid in 3rd place, and that's the other Andy Racing gone. It's a water leak for PK. So reliability a problem for Andy Racing, and Massa's engine's blown up. And that's 3rd place gone from him. This will move Kimi Räikkönen up to 3rd place for Tornado. They're a long way behind the Shake and Bakes. Massa attempting to keep going, but his race is pretty much done. Meanwhile, Guy Racing, they have shown legendary race pace before, and they're showing it again. Vettel and Di Grassi both in the points, 6th and 8th. Into the pits comes Alonso for AJ, that's 9th place, Alonso. Only 13 laps to go, so it'll be a short stop, 8.9 seconds. One of the best in the race so far. There's a car coming alongside him. Who was that? It was a Shannon. And he was a lap down. And behind that is Lucas Di Grassi. Is this going to be 9th place for Di Grassi? Into turn 3. Up the inside. And they've managed it. Without contact. Good move from Di Grassi, taking advantage of cold tyres from Alonso. Vettel pits from 4th place. Buemi comes in, 8.3, making a late pit stop. In fact, that's his 3rd stop. It's quite an unusual strategy. Here's a driver having a very good race. This is GRM's first race, remember, after failing to make it into any races in last season. Plus, being a new team, it was difficult for them. But the best behind the Shake and Bakes. Out of the chicane, running strongly at the moment. They've got 6 more laps to go before GRM's first points. No, it's not! Out of the race goes Sebastian Bourdais. Pulled off very suddenly. Seemed like a wheel failure looking at that. Says it's a puncture, but that was sudden. If this is a shape of things to come, then this field had better wake up, because Hamilton is on his final lap. His teammate's still running very strongly in 2nd. Only got 4 more corners to go now. Out the first one, approaching the second one, running like clockwork. Soft tyres were not really a hindrance for Shake and Bake at all. Dominating practice as they were, then dominating qualifying, and now dominating the race. Lewis Hamilton takes the first win of the season. The only race of the season so far, but nonetheless thoroughly deserved for Shake and Bake and Lewis Hamilton. They better take that one as a warning shot for the entire field. 1st and 2nd by an entire lap from Kimi Räikkönen in the defending Tornado team. Very strong race from Sebastian Vettel, from 16th on the grid to finish 4th. So we'll see you for the next race, which is Malaysia.